ahead, I humbly request Padma Shri Nivedita Bhidetai from the Vivekananda Kendra to please come and take the podium.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma, Mata Amrutanandamayi Devi. Yesterday, while talking, Kailas Satyarthi ji made one very remarkable comment. He said, which was also mentioned by Vijay ji, he said that first time, perhaps, C20 is driven by spirituality. And at such time, the chairperson is Amma. That is the significance. It's not just, God decided. Somewhere Providence is working to bring back spirituality in the human life. And that is the indication. So, my pranams to Amma, respected Nitin ji, Abhay Thakur ji, Vijay ji, Vinay Sahasrabuddhe ji, Satyanarayan ji. You know, he is the president of reception committee, and we all know how we were received. Our Troika members, Vijay ji, of course, I have already told, then Maftuchan ji. In our working group meeting, he told, if Maftuchan you find difficult, you can just say aha. So I was telling him that in India, aha is wonderful. And that's how really this Inception seminar was. And Alessandro Nilo and all our international delegates, the speakers, the invited guests, working group coordinators, the working group team members, and every one of you, my namaskars to you. You know, we have crossed one important stage. The themes are discussed, sub-themes are also decided, and already we are moving towards the policy brief, a very challenging, and as it was mentioned by Abhayji very nicely, the policy brief, he said the recommendations that will reach us will be actionable and inclusive. So this is what is the challenge in front of all of us, and we shall really strive to do that. Now, while doing it as such, the C20 work which has been going on all these years, you know, the earlier civil societies, whatever they thought was required, they have done, and they have carried forward the process. And today, we who are all engaged in this, we have to do that. But while doing that, as India has got the presidency, and India is known for spirituality. Now, when we say spirituality, what do we mean? Of course, we have been repeating since yesterday, quoting it, and very importantly, no doubt about it, that we see the whole existence as interconnected, interrelated, interdependent, as expression of oneness, and therefore compassion, love, all this, of course, is there. But it's not only that. When we say spirituality, it is not only these values or words or the fact of existence, what means spirituality. What added dimension is that we strive to feel, to behave, to act based on oneness, and to do that, we develop certain systems, whether family system, social system, community system, political system. So various systems are developed. But over the time, the systems can become oppressive, and therefore, we always need to take that evaluation, we have to evaluate that what is it that we have to hold on, and what sustains us we have to hold on. That is what is dharma. So we have to hold on to certain values. But if the systems have become oppressive, or we have adopted systems which were not really helping us to realize our objectives, then we must have courage, we must have the openness of mind to change our systems and devise the new systems. And that is what helps us really to practice oneness. And that is the challenge in front of us. So while preparing policy brief as part of the C20 group, because I am also involved in the whole process, I would just like to share few points with you with this introduction. That, when we work, let us not have, for policy brief, let us not have short-termism approach. We have to look at long range, how society will be sustained, how human life will be sustained. It's not only we have to live materially happily, we have to also evolve spiritually. And therefore, that taking everything into account, our approach should not be short-termism. I will just explain what it means. As civil societies, we address to various sectors of the society. And for quick results, many times, we provoke the hatred or jealousy or the anger towards other sectors of the society so that we can organize this specific sector of the society. Maybe it gives us immediate result in organizing this sector, but in long run, it does not help the humanity. So, when we are, using our language, in whether our civil society is in policy brief, in concept note, or whatever interactions we are going to have all these coming months, let us not lead our people to the hatred, jealousy, anger against others, but more towards harmony. Because the world is diverse. We cannot bring equality, this is a fact, but we can harmonize the differences with the feeling of oneness. And to harmonize it, to bring that harmony, what we need is this long-range approach to the our policy brief. Secondly, we should not allow commercialization, to deviate us from our goals. I will just explain with very painful example what is happening the other parts of the country and of the world, some parts of the world, and I do not know, it may be even in all the countries to some in lesser degrees. This gender dysphoria we started talking about. And then we started telling the children they can change their gender, even the children. And children are allowed to undergo irreversible surgeries once for all, spoiling their life, which is not correct, but the commercialization has set in. So the medication, the surgeries, it helps them, and that is why the discourse is going on. We had one session just before this, and in that about ChatGPT, it was mentioned. So in ChatGPT, I asked the question, whether we should allow the children to undergo irreversible surgeries. Again and again ChatGPT is telling me, yeah, that is the decision of a child. You inform the child about all whatever consequences, but allow the child to do whatever the child wants. So ChatGPT is not really in the interest of the humanity, in the sense whatever is fed there comes to us. So she had rightly, warned us to use such things carefully. Anyway, so commercialization should not be allowed to come. Then we should not universalize the experiences of certain traditions or people for the whole humanity, because the world is diverse. And to tell you, we all know, of course, that certain societies are relation-based. They are linked to the family, to the communities, to the society, to the nature. So they are relation-based. There you cannot take standalone approach to human rights, taking that person as an individual. He has duty towards his family, towards his society, towards the nature, towards the civilization, and therefore this human rights application universally, uniformly, all over the world will cause more harm than really take care of the interest of the humanity. So we should not have universalization of any terms, application of terms or methods when we are discussing in civil societies, because each society has different needs. Giving just one example, I think it was in 2005 or so, the G20 leaders realized that there is no uniform fit-all model for economic development of the nations. Till then, in 1951 resolution of United Nations, it was said the ancient philosophies, the ancient cultures need to be disbanded if we want those countries to develop. And though the process is very painful, there is no other way. This is what United Nations said in 1951. And that is how the narrative started, calling us backward, calling us, for example, in India, the word was used, Hindu economic rate of growth or something like that, when we were really suffering from colonial impact. So let us not, as G20 leaders later realized, and then even World Bank and even United Nations have realized that there is no uniform method of economic development for nations. Actually, the nation develops based on its cultural ethos. When South Korea and all many examples were seen, that's how it was told. So the same way, we cannot apply the same methods to all the countries, all the civilizations. So this is one thing, because the civil societies from 20 countries and even for other countries, we are coming together and discussing, but let us not have uniform prescriptions, but let us take into account the diversity of the whole world. Diversity is the rule of nature. I would just conclude with two thoughts of Swami Vivekananda, very remarkable. For civil societies, he says, first thing is feel from the heart. Do you really feel from the heart? Swamiji says, have you lost your sleep? Only then you are eligible to work as part of civil society. It is not to promote our, career or to get something that we are in the civil societies. I will tell you two very touching moments of these 2 days. Yesterday when we were coming, it was mentioned, the people were waving hands. And you see, the police had stopped because for all our buses to pass, and the people are held up. But they are not cursing us. They are waving at us. It was so touching. It is for our such simple people that we are working. And another very touching moment was when our Nasima Hurzuk, that video we were seeing. The child has no hands, but with legs, she is drawing, painting, and enjoying the life. We have to maintain that joy in the life of everyone. And so this is what, do we feel from the heart? Then the second is, have we found a way out? That is what initially I mentioned. We have to evaluate whatever till now we have been doing, in what better way we can do. So have we found a way out? Have we developed the systems which are based on compassion, on love, on care for others? And the third is whether Swamiji says we have got indomitable will. Come what may, difficulties may come, and yet we should continue, which Meg Jones today explained with tenacity to us in her session. So this is what is required. And concluding with the last point, I will say, Swami Vivekananda had said, the truth does not pay homage to society, any society, ancient or modern. He says the truth does not pay homage to society, The society has to pay homage to truth or perish. And the truth of existence is interconnectedness, interdependence, oneness, compassion, which Amma incarnates for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those words of wisdom.